Okay, here we are back at it with another video. Now this one is different. I'm going to be talking about football. I'm a big football fan, so I had to. I couldn't resist. I had to make a video. I had to. If it does well, great. If it doesn't, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Justin Fields, and we're also going to be talking about the Bears as a whole, the whole team. I'm going to talk about where I stand with him and where I stand with the entire program. Now, this is just coming off 2 back-to-back losses. First one against Green Bay, and then obviously against Tampa Bay. Now, I've been a Bears fan most of my life. I really got into football when I was about 13 years old, and I really started to pay attention to the Bears during the 06 and 07 season. Now, that was the season they went to the Super Bowl, and they lost to the Indianapolis Colts. I remember that opening kickoff with Devin Hester, and I was like, we could actually win this game. I was wrong. It rained the entire game, and we lost. Rex Grossman played pretty gross. The closest Chicago has come to another Super Bowl was in 2010. That was in the NFC Championship game against Green Bay. We lost that one. Now, I've seen a lot of QBs come and go. Obviously, Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, Jay Cutler, Matt Barkley, Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles, Andy Dalton, and now Justin Fields. It's been a hard 16 years to be a Bears fan. Probably not as hard as it is to be a Washington Commanders fan or a Browns fan. But hey, don't worry, Browns fans. With your creepy QB, you guys have a pretty good team this year. You might actually do something. You know who won't? Chicago. The Bears. They're not going to do shit, okay? They're not going to do anything. Everybody has been on this Justin Fields hype train. I was never on it. Everyone else is on it, from the media to our own toxic fan base. You know, they're hyping this guy up, talking a lot of shit. I've never been sold on Justin Fields. Justin, in my opinion, was a last-ditch effort by Matt Nagy and the Ryan Pace era to save their jobs. And guess what? It didn't work. I think once they got to see him at work, they knew they didn't have anything, and that kind of showed, and Matt Nagy wanting to continue to start Andy Dalton. But the front office forced him to play Justin. A lot of people beat up on Matt Nagy, and the truth is the offense that he brought to Chicago was the same offense or similar offense to what he ran in Kansas City. The difference is Kansas City has a QB that can execute the play calling. His name is Patrick Mahomes, who Chicago passed on to move up one spot to get Mitchell Trubisky. And Nagy just won a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes. It's so stupid because the media, they lost their first game against Detroit. And Detroit is probably going to win the NFC North. They're really good. And it just pisses me off because they instantly want to blame Matt Nagy. Well, Matt Nagy is holding Patrick Mahomes back. Shut the fuck up. No, he's not. No, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Justin is probably not the guy. I haven't felt like he was the guy since he was drafted. People were so excited, and I would just say time will tell. The NFL is volatile. Everyone is good. Some are great, but everyone is good. They wouldn't be in the NFL. The reality is none of these teams have it figured out. None of these scouts really know what they're doing. And I'll touch on that more towards the end of the video. Justin is not progressing. Last year, you saw some of his most prolific play, and a lot of it was just where he would run the football. He'd make guys miss. He's really fast. He's a great athlete. He would escape pressure, but that's not sustainable as a QB in the NFL. Look at Lamar Jackson. Look what happened with Baltimore. They were scared to give him a contract because you know what NFL teams want in players? They want them to be available. Being available is key. Just like in the real world, where you have a full-time job, where if you start missing multiple days, the business might feel a certain kind of way about that. They might second guess or have questions about your longevity with the company. Same thing with NFL players. If you're not available, they're probably going to get rid of you. You're not going to get the big contract. Lamar is a great player. He's proven that he can throw the football, and when you compare him to Justin, the difference is Lamar is actually a great passer, and he's accurate. He can play really well in the pocket. There's no doubt there. I think Lamar is more of a natural athlete where running for him isn't really difficult. He's just really good at it. He can run really fast. Baltimore didn't want to pay Lamar Jackson. They were scared to give him a contract because they didn't know if he was going to stay healthy. They didn't know if they should put all the chips in with Lamar, and then he gets hurt and he's not available, and they're back where and now they got to pay this guy a whole lot of money, and he's not playing. He's hurt. Here's the thing with Justin. He is hard scoping receivers. He's not feeling the pressure. He's holding on to the ball for way too long. He's had time and he's had good pockets to make throws, and instead he takes sacks. What I've seen from him the past two games is a man losing his confidence. It's not that he's scared. He's just not confident. His mechanics look bad, and they always have. He has this really strange release. And it's all good if you can make the throws, if you're accurate, but it's not good if you're inaccurate and you're not making the throws. The mechanics then become an issue where you're not the fundamentals just aren't there. I noticed in the Bucs game, and this was a game where the Bears had an opportunity to win. Justin did take some shots downfield, but again, just holding on to the ball way too long, taking unnecessary sacks. He really didn't attempt to run, and he chose to stand up in the pocket, which was really strange to me. I don't know, the regular season really isn't a time for you to test things out. It's not a time, and the same thing, Mitch Trubisky had the same problem where he's thinking too much about what his mechanics are in the pocket. He's like, this isn't practice. This is the game. You just got to go out there, grip it and rip it. That's it. You can't think about it. You really can't. And I don't know if he's like, I just want to stand in the pocket and win this game from the pocket, or I don't know what he's doing. I just don't get it. This is stuff you see more in a rookie quarterback. This is his third year as the QB in Chicago. Then you have that pick six on a screen pass. It was a little check down, and he didn't see the defender. He was hard scoping his running back that was 10 feet away from him. There's no presence. There's no awareness. Everyone talked Justin up. Now look at how we cast Trubisky out. How is what Justin is doing any better than what Mitchell Trubisky is doing, or what he did while he was in Chicago? It's not better. It's plain and simple. We ran Nagy out of town for going to the playoffs his first year and then having back-to-back 8-8 seasons. Mike Tomlin went 9-8, and everybody thinks he's a hero for it. This is a prove-it year for Justin. This is a prove-it year for the whole organization. People forget that the Bears went 3-14 last year. Oh, but the games were close. Yeah, but they still lost. I don't think the coaches in the front office tried to blow that season. I think that's just what happened. I think the Bears dropped their first 5 games. In fact, I think they go in 2-15 on the whole year. I don't see them turning it around. Baker Mayfield threw all over the Bears defense. That the defense can't stay healthy, neither can the offensive line. I think if you drop the first 5 games with Justin, go ahead and give Tyson Bagent a chance. See what he can do. Then trade Justin away. Move on with your lives. Earlier, I talked about scouts not knowing what they were doing, and I'm going to give you a few examples. You think Kansas City knew what they had with Patrick Mahomes when they drafted him? No. Do you think anybody at the combine or the media knew or thought that's the guy? No. If that was the case, he would have went number 1. Chicago drafted Mitchell Trubisky. They moved up 1 spot to draft a number 2. And that was the same year that Patrick Mahomes got drafted. Chicago passed on Patrick Mahomes. It wasn't until preseason that they realized Patrick had the mojo. And they weren't counting on it. But the rest is history. You think the 49ers knew what they had when they drafted Brock Purdy? No, they didn't. He was the 41st pick in round 7. Round 7. The same team drafted Trey Lance, and everyone thought he was going to be the guy that they're going to hand the torch off to. They shit all over Jimmy Garoppolo, even when he put his whole heart and soul into every game he played. They didn't care, and then all of a sudden, with a filler pick, for shits and giggles, Brock Purdy comes out after Jimmy and Trey went down and wins 7 straight. He got hurt at the end, but it didn't matter because he won the job. He was their guy. They traded Trey away to the Cowboys. Trey's not going to do anything. It doesn't matter if he got it. Come on. Brock Purdy proved that he's a starter in this league. And he's going to prove to everyone that he's probably going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. It's probably safe to say that the 49ers are probably going to win the NFC. The only people that stand in their way are the Dallas Cowboys. They're really good this year. That's a tall order for them to beat Dallas this year. I think it's either going to be the 49ers or it's going to be Dallas. Definitely not the Bears. The truth is, these scouts, the media, these teams, they don't know what they're doing. They just don't. They don't know. They pretend to know. They pretend, but they don't know. Guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up. That'll recommend the video to other people on YouTube. It'll really help me out. Until the next one, guys, I'm out of here.